Good evening, sir, and welcome to our live stream. And uh, today is actually, sir, as we all know, today is the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarabhai, and today we celebrate National Remote Sensing Day 2000, and in the honor of Dr. Sarabhai. So, Dr. Sarabhai has been inspiring me and all the students very much, and he is a very big source of inspiration for me. So, for to honor this, so I planned to arrange a live stream, a live session that is somehow linked to Sarabhai, Dr. Sarabhai. And remote sensing is a very much important, and I think ISRO, which was established by Dr. Sarabhai. So I thought to uh, make aware the students of geography and other disciplines about remote sensing. And thank you, sir, Rahul sir, that he took out his valuable time for this session. So first of all, just I would like to introduce Dr. Rahul sir. Rahul sir. So Rahul sir belongs to Integrated Institute of Advanced Research and Technology, which is headquartered in Kolkata, and in short we call it as IAIIARI. It is a MSME, Government of India and ISO certified premier research and skill based course providing institute. The institute that Dr. Rahul sir is associated with is a institute that provides skill based courses. So the main aim of the organization is to be the bridge between your academic excellence and market. So IIRA provides various short-term courses on GIS, statistics, and IT sector. And it's our honor to have Rahul Chakraborty sir on our channel, who is the director of this eminent institution. Welcome, sir. Welcome from me and from all the viewers of Geographically YouTube channel.
Thank you.
So today our topic for discussion is career opportunities in remote sensing, especially for geographers. Okay, sir. So we will basically put up some question answers of the students, geography students, who are facing these questions, and the doubts they are having. So I would like to start, Rahul sir, by speaking a few words about today's session, and then we will start the question answer session. Okay, sir, all yours.
I am greetings to everyone. ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण एक बात है कि इस दिन में डॉक्टर साराभाई के इस शुभ महोत्सव में हम सभी ने यहाँ पे एकत्रित हो पाए. It's our very much fortunate thing that we are came today in this place. Before going to start the session of this special day, I would like to correct one thing. As a director of this institute, the institute name is Integrated Institute for Advanced Research and Information, IIARI. Yes, in some upcoming times, we will discuss the speciality and the upcoming future prospectus of this subject, this remote sensing and GIS. But before going to that, I am very much honored and privileged to be invited in this special day, because we, those people who belong from this technical part like GIS and remote sensing, for all of us, this is a day from where the all things are started previously in India, specifically in India, because nowadays ISRO is such a platform. They not only serving our country as well as their sister institute, we can say IIRS is the one of the pioneers of this remote sensing GIS nowadays, and many of the scholars, researchers, as well as the students are getting beneficial from this institute directly or indirectly. And one more thing, that nowadays, whenever we need data for our research purpose, those freely available data providing institute is ISRO, or we can say the sister institute of that ISRO, IIRS or NRSC. NRSC is the correct term and the correct part, sister institute of IIRS. So this is a very much important day for all those geospatial technologists and analysts who belong this field. So I personally thank geographically for organize this type of a talk show, and hopefully from this discussion we are here not for the giving any kind of idea. We are here to discuss the idea. So hopefully this discussion will enlighten our upcoming generation and students. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, the topic for today's discussion is career opportunities in remote sensing in GIS or the geospatial sector for geography students or geographers, because this channel is dedicated to the subject of geography. So, the first question for the day is, sir, just in a brief, because we do study remote sensing in our bachelor's and master's, but due to some maybe some new students are there. So, just in brief, what is remote sensing and GIS all about?
Definitely, it's a valid question. It's a very important question. To all the viewers, all the participants here, I am not going to discuss the technical language or technical part here, because in this show, in this live session is all about understanding purpose. So if we are going to discuss the technical part, then that will be a monotonous for those people who are new in this field, or also those people who already belong from this field. They already know about this thing. So I am going to discuss in a layman language that will help the people, the students who are here, who are here to know the more about these things. So suppose I am giving the example on the very first part, the remote sensing, the word remote sensing. In these two words, there are some answer already. The first one is remote and second one is sensing. So remote sensing, if we break it in a syllable, then it comes remote sensing. So that means whatever we can do or we will do remotely. That is the first part, remote. So that is the first, remote. The second thing is sense. We have to sense it. What is the meaning of that? So if we are doing anything remotely, that is remote sensing, a part of remote sensing. So I am giving an example. In nowadays, it's very much obvious that e-commerce site and especially that food delivery apps like Swiggy, Zomato, like these apps are very much known to all of you. Whenever we are doing that delivery or that order, after that, what we are doing, we are tracking the delivery, how they are moving towards our house or towards the hotel. So we can track them. So this is also a part of remote sensing GIS. So in another language, in some technical language, there is a software that can analyze, compute, and giving the output. So that is the thing of GIS remote sensing. It's a very much layman. I can say this is not the actual definition. I am just providing the examples to understand the people who are here, and also motivating themselves for getting in touch of GIS with their daily lives. Like suppose we are doing Ola and Uber nowadays. The Uber is the one of the very much convenient thing for all the people in this circumstance. And in that platform also we are doing some kind of tracking system. We are doing some kind of tracking system. So that is also a part of remote sensing. Why? Remotely sense. So that is the basic things of remote sensing. Whatever we can do remote and sense it and use those things for the future perspective, that can be called remote sensing. And in another language, in some technical language, a software based knowledge, or we can say a software technology that acquire data, analyze that data, and after analyzing that data, provide us a output according to our requirement. That's it. That is the nowadays thing.
Yes, sir. Very well explained about remote sensing and GIS. Remote sensing is actually a part of GIS, जैसे सर ने भी बताया. एंड GIS में रिमोट सेंसिंग, GPS और भी एरियल फोटोग्राफी, ये सब बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लोग इंक्लूड करते हैं. So next question for the sir is for this evening is, what does a GIS analyst do? क्या काम होता है GIS analyst का? Yes, sir.
Uh, I am going to discuss these things with some again examples. In a single language or in a single way, the technical aspect will be there. So we are not going for the technical part. We are going for the basic part. Just sometimes before Arpit told that there are some components of GIS. So on the very first, what are the components we have to understand? The very first component is the data. We need a data. Otherwise, we can't process anything. So that is the most important part. The second part is software, where we need to analyze those data. That is the second part. And the third part, most important part, we the people. Why we the people? Because without our input, that data or that software will not do anything. Not a single operation will going to happen. So for that purpose, हम लोगों को ये ध्यान में रख के करना होता है. We have to think like which we require. Many times हम लोग ये देखते रहते हैं, हम लोग को ये पता चलता है, सपोज कोई रिसर्चर आता है हम लोग के पास एज ए एनालिसिस्ट, एज ए एक्सपर्ट ऑफ दिस सब्जेक्ट, हम लोग को ये फेस करना पड़ता है, सर हम लोगों को GIS रिमोट सेंसिंग करना है. We have to do GIS remote sensing in my research. Whenever we ask what to do, what not to do, they are blank because they don't have the prior knowledge. They don't have the prior information what to do or what not to do. So from this perspective, from this stage, we starting the work. How? Doing the analysis, that can be any software, that can be ARC software, that can be QGIS software, that can be ELDA software. These three names are very much common, but believe me, apart from these three, we have many more things in GIS remote sensing. Like I am giving you, suppose we are doing a classification. So now the question arises, what is classification? The classification is according to the signature file, the software divides land use and land cover according to their characteristics. Many times researchers or the common man or even the expert do the classification, either supervised classification or unsupervised classification in ArcGIS. If they are much more senior or much more advanced, then they did these things or they will do these things on ELDAS. But believe me, Pix4D is one of the premium software which can perform a more accurate classification than any other software. Suppose we are going to do some LiDAR or LiDAR, whatever you can say, LiDAR based technology. So what is LiDAR? It's a technology by which the survey occurring and the minimal like millimeter resolution data we can capture. So we can easily understand the accuracy is how much is going on. So many times researcher told us that, sir, that is a point. Actually, LiDAR data is all about point, and in that point, X, Y, and Z three things will be there, and the software is doing the analysis based on that three parts. Nowadays, another important tool is it is inaugurated in this field many before, but here in India, it is nowadays very much popular. UAV. So, what is UAV? Unmanned aerial vehicle. A simple language, drone. So many people thought that what is drone? So we notice the drone in the cricket stadium. What is the role of the drone? They just taking the video, the close shot video, and the resolution, a good resolution video. But believe me, friend, this is not the single thing which a drone can be do. Much more than that, a drone can be do. Like previously, the National Highway Authority provide a bite regarding this drone technology collaboratively with this LIDAR technology. LIDAR is a instrument that can be set in drone, so the total survey cost can be reduced. And in that part, those uh, National Highway Authority shared a statistic that a single drone or a LiDAR based drone can perform 100 times better than the physical survey. Suppose we are expanding a road, and for that purpose we need a survey. If we are going to do those survey physically, manually, rather we can say manually, that will take 6 to 7 months roughly. But if we are going to opt the LIDAR technology with the drone technology, then it will take near about 1 month to 1.5 months. So we can understand what we are gathering. We are saving the time. We are getting the appropriate data. Not only appropriate data, we are getting a better resolution data, better accurate data. So these things can be done. So now coming back to the drone, what type of drone? What can be done by a drone? I think many of the people know that in the aeroplane there is a black box. In the aeroplane there is a black box. What is the function of that black box? That black box getting the coordinate system of the plane. So as a result, if the plane, but that same thing, okay, and in the drone we also had that type of black box, and using that black box, the images which we gathered from drone, not the video. We are not telling that Mavic Pro, Mavic Air, Mavic Air 2, like these drones or DJI drone Telo. We are not discussing like these things. If we are comparing that, these drone also can be used for the geospatial purpose, but this drone is not accurate. Why? Because of the gyroscopic axis. We in the drone there is a features of gyroscope, and according to that gyroscope, the camera, we can say the gimbal of the drone is working like this or this, okay. But in the field of like in the air, Mavic Air 2, these drones are not have any gimbal or the gyroscopic axis axis. So as a result, they are not able to take the much more accurate thing what a gyroscopic drone can be done. So all of these things, like from GIS digitization, from analysis, from image interpretation, from different application like NDVI, NDWI, land surface temperature, like these things, to the LIDAR technology, to the drone technology, all these things can be done or performed by a GIS expert or GIS remote sensing engineer.
Okay, sir. Sir, one request, sir. Please restart your video once the video is coming blur.
Now
Yes,
it's
sir.
coming.
No, it's perfect, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, so the next question for the day is, uh, which courses are there regarding GIS in India, especially in India? Which are the various courses that are available that a student of geography or another field can pursue to become a GIS
Yes,
analyst?
exactly. See, uh, regarding this question, there are some misconceptions over there. Okay. Before that, before going to this question, one thing is very much important. Why we are doing GIS and remote sensing? What are the basic queries, or we can say the basic target for GIS remote sensing? If a student here to do the GIS remote sensing for his research purpose, then it's different. If a people here to do research by his own in GIS remote sensing, that is different. If a people here to get the job from GIS remote sensing, then that is different. So in many circumstances, the situation depends what to do or what not to do. Now, be specific. Suppose a student is going to have GIS remote sensing for its research purpose. Research means for his own research purpose. What do you mean by own research? Suppose I am a PhD scholar. I am going to develop my thesis, and in that part, we are planning to develop some chapters of that from GIS tools. Like chapter 4 and 5 is the analysis part, and chapter 4 will be the GIS based analysis, and chapter 5 will be statistical based analysis. Like we fragmented that way. So on that perspective, we can build a GIS course. But those people who are willing to build a career in GIS field, they will not do the same thing. So what are the things? The first is basic is MSc in GIS remote sensing or geoinformatics. The second is MTech in GIS remote sensing, or we can say geoinformatics. There are many universities, many colleges, they provide these courses with different names, like applied GIS, applied informatics, like these things. MSc and MTech, these are the two main parts. These two will definitely giving you the boost for the future. But nowadays we don't have the time. We are lacking short of time. We are lacking the time. So as a result, we are often looking forward to get some courses which are in little bit lesser time, in less time. So for that perspective, a new course emerged, that is postgraduate diploma in GIS remote sensing. We can say the PG diploma in GIS remote sensing. So now the query is what to do, what not to do. See, I am not a person who can decide what you have to do or what you not to do. That is your opinion. I can say from my experience that if a people trying to grab the opportunity to have a sustainable career for his upcoming days, then I will say go for the MTech. That is the best thing. Go for the MTech in geoinformatics. That is the best thing. Now there is a query, sir. How to get GIS remote sensing for the MTech, because this is not available in BTech. Nowadays, very few universities, or we can say the IIT, is offering a applied, or we can say integrated courses on geoinformatics. Okay, so if you are willing to build a career in by MTech, then you can do civil engineering. That is one of the finest part for the future perspective. Doing civil engineering, and there is second thing, one of the most important thing, do aerodynamics courses, do the PhD, sorry, do the BTech in aerodynamics. That is one of the premium things for upcoming MTech courses. I will assure you that already the UGC taken care of this subject. Already, this is denoted as a subject, and I think in last 1 month the official notification also released. This is considered as a discipline nowadays. So very soon this subject is going to have its own like net. In the net, we are getting this subject very soon, and in the graduation level as well, definitely we are going to have this subject. So for that perspective, I will suggest for the first part, go for the MTech. Now, sir, then when should I go for the MSc? Yes, MSc is also a good option. If you are going for MSc, do one thing, put in your mind, in the MSc, you will, suppose we are going for the MTech course, then if there we can get or grab near about 100% knowledge for this GIS remote sensing field. But if we are going for the MSc, nowadays there are many institutes like Symbiosis. They are the pioneer of these courses, and they will provide much more advanced technology. But keep that inside. There are also some universities who are doing in some orthodox way, who are doing in some orthodox procedure. So for that reason, you are not getting the full version or full things properly. So in the MSc, you will getting it near about 70 to 75%, max to max. Now, sir, you can ask, sir, what about the PG diploma? So should we cancel the PG diploma? Is there any other? There is no priority of PG diploma. Yes, definitely that have. How? When Arpit introduced myself on that time frame, Arpit told me that IIRI, as a director of this institute, I can say IIRI offered skilled courses. So what do you mean by skilled courses? We are preparing ourselves as a skilled person. We are getting ourselves as a skilled way. So for that reason, PG diploma is one of the lucid way to skill yourself. In a less time, you can get much more things. But keep that in mind, whenever you are doing a PG diploma, you have to do other things separately. Like, suppose you are doing PG diploma in any renowned universities, any renowned institute, they will provide you some specific domain, like remote sensing paper, like GIS paper, like these things. But you have to do some more things by your own, like Python programming language. Nowadays, without Python programming language, you can't stable your step in the industrial area. That is the first thing, Python programming language. Second, one of the most important thing, if you go any industry, from ISRI, from one of the renowned industries, ISRI, every people have a dream to work in ISRI. Those people who are here in this GIS remote sensing field, many people dream to do work with the Hexagon. These are the pioneer institute in GIS remote sensing. In that way, in that part, you have to learn Google Earth Engine. That is the second most important thing in this part, Google Earth Engine. You have to know about Google Earth Engine. But whenever you going to learn Google Earth Engine, you have to gain the knowledge in Python programming language, because the Google Earth Engine works with programming language. So for that reason, you have to understand programming language. Now the third part. Again, it is UAV, the drone technology. And not only the drone, with LiDAR technology or LiDAR technology. These are the advanced features which our industry needs. Suppose you completed your masters with a renowned university, you are going to place definitely, but the salary will not be high after the time, because you don't have the expertise in other field. You just have the expertise with the specific common field. And believe me, my friend, so now what I am discussing, what I am discussing nowadays, you don't get the hype if you don't have the expertise. And what kind of expertise? This kind of expertise, the advanced expertise. Believe me, India is now lacking behind from other countries in this field. If you go to the Israel, I am telling you, if you go to the Israel and UAE, you will amuse how they are doing these things. And many times you will get to understand whenever you go to the field. Indian companies, Indian institutes getting the projects from abroad, the maximum time we get the layman jobs work. What are the layman jobs? From their perspective, that digitization, that LULC classifications, that topological corrections is the layman job. So for that reason, they don't have the time to sit in front of the computer, in front of the system, and do those things day by day. So as a result, they just took the whole thing and outsourcing it to the Indian companies in a very lower price. So if you are here to grab the chance in this as an expertise for the upcoming 50 years, then you have to upgrade yourself time to time. Suppose before 5 years, if a people can did LULC classification or the change detection or the kappa coefficient, then that is huge for themselves. But believe me, my friend, in this time frame, in nowadays, these things are very much common. Every graduation holding student, every undergraduate student can perform these things. So if you have to go superior, then you have to skill yourself. You have to learn yourself. And not only that, ArcGIS. Believe me, in this time frame, ArcGIS is older. Nowadays, the thing is going on, ArcGIS Pro. Many renowned institutes like Symbiosis, I will come regarding that later. They are doing their primary courses, the primary things in ArcGIS Pro. But nowadays in university, they are not using ArcGIS Pro. They are using that old ArcGIS 10.2, 10.3, 10.5, 10.8, like these things. So this is not happening. So if you need to do in future in GIS remote sensing, the very first option is MTech, then the second option is MSc, and third option is PG diploma. But in this case, if you are doing PG diploma, then I will suggest that do PG diploma parallelly your master's degree. Like suppose you completed your BSc, now you are going to have the MSc. That can be any social science field, any science field. Do parallel, like suppose MSc in geography, or MSc in agronomy, or MSc in agriculture, or MSc in zoology. Parallelly, you have to complete these PG diploma in GIS remote sensing. Only then it will be beneficial, because in many places, in many parts, you need the masters to clarify or to get the eligibility. So also, if you're going to have in for the recruiting purpose in many renowned institute, then you have the master degree in GIS remote sensing rather than the PG diploma. So there are the pros and cons for both cases. If you are going for the PG diploma, definitely in less time you will get the eligibility for the GIS remote sensing. This much I am clear regarding this.
ओके सर, वेरी गुड एक्सप्लेनेशन, थैंक यू सर, इतना अच्छा डिटेल में हमको बताने के लिए इस बारे में कि कब एमटेक करें, कब एमएससी करें और कब डिप्लोमा लें। शायद ये हर बच्चे को, मतलब अब एक ही चीज़ पे तीन तीन कोर्स अवेलेबल है, तो हमें कौन सा करना चाहिए। तो ये बहुत ही अच्छा आपने डाउट क्लियर किया हम लोगों का, थैंक यू सो मच सर। और नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन सर, बहुत ही ब्रीफ में आप ये बता दीजिए कि कौन से ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूट्स हैं इंडिया में जो कि ये कोर्सेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं, चाहे वो एमटेक का हो, चाहे वो एमएससी का हो, चाहे वो पीजी डिप्लोमा का हो, मतलब बहुत ही मेजर इंस्टीट्यूट्स जो प्रोवाइड करते हैं बस। ओके सर।
See, at the very first, I will say go for the IIRS. That is the pioneer in this case. Rather than going any private institute, on the very first you try to go IIRS. That is the part of Indian government, and that will give you such training that any institute, any private institute can can't provide. Why I'm telling these things? Because they will give you the live example of their project, and you can understand a central government agency can provide you how many and how crucial experience in this field. Now, if you're going for the MTech, I will suggest IIT. Go for the IIT. That is the best place. NIT is also a good place. You can go ahead for MTech over there, and they properly provide job placement regarding that part. Okay. Now coming back for the masters, MSc, you can go. There are so many options like Annamalai is there. You can go there. You can go there. In any state, there are various institutes which they can provide. If you are willing to go for the private sector, government sector. Now coming back to the private sector, there are also very various institutes, but I will say go for the Symbiosis, because Symbiosis is such a platform that not only give you the proper explanation and work, also they will introduce you some new era of GIS remote sensing. In private sector, for the MSc purpose, I will suggest go for the private sector GI Symbiosis. There are other very universities over there. I am not going to take all of those names. You can find them. But now, if you going for the PG diploma, I will suggest please consider that institute. Those will give you all the dimensions in a buffet system. Like suppose going for that university or that institute, those will provide you the GIS courses, ArcGIS, QGIS, remote sensing knowledges or softwares. Also, there must be the LIDAR technology, there must be the Google Earth Engine technology, there must be drone technology. These 5 is most important thing. You have to take it very seriously. If you are going for the PG diploma, don't choose blindly for what they were offering previously. Choose those institutes who update themselves. Like suppose as an institute of IIRI, I will at the end of the discussion I will also highlighting this part. If we are having an orthodox mentality and only providing you some courses on ArcGIS and LDAS or QGIS, then that is not going to help the student. So for that reason, we are also upgrading our course material. Already we have organized Lira technology course. Already we have organized Python programming technology course, professional course, Google Earth Engine course, and many more things are coming in the pipeline. So you can understand, if our institute provide you this diversity of knowledge in this field, only choose that place because you have lack of time and you have to grab much more things what you can done, what you can grab. So choose wisely.
Yes, yes, sir, sure. It is very important to choose the institution that you study, एंड बिकॉज सब कुछ वहीं से सीखना है और टोटली टेक्निकल कोर्स है ये. सो ये ना हो कि कुछ सिखाया कुछ नहीं सिखाया. सो वो बहुत ही मैटर करता है स्किल्स आना. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर द, ये बहुत ही क्वेश्चन अच्छा है. मतलब ऐसा देखा गया है अभी कुछ सालों से कि बहुत सारे ओपन यूनिवर्सिटीज़ कुछ डिप्लोमा प्रोवाइड करते हैं. जैसे इग्नू है जो सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी है, वो भी पीजी डिप्लोमा इन रिमोट सेंसिंग एंड जेएस प्रोवाइड करती है. उत्तर प्रदेश गवर्नमेंट की जो ऑफिशियल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी है यूपीआरटीओयू, वो भी पीजी डिप्लोमा प्रोवाइड करती है एट अ कंसिडरेबली, मतलब कंपैरेटिवली लेस कॉस्ट. ठीक है, जो रेगुलर और फुल टाइम कोर्सेज होते हैं उनसे कम कॉस्ट से प्रोवाइड करते हैं. तो सर क्या मतलब ये जो कोर्सेज हैं डिस्टेंस में जो प्राइवेट कोर्सेज होते हैं, आर दीज डू दीज कोर्सेज एट द इक्वल वेटेज? क्या कुछ जॉब लेने में कुछ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन होता है कि आपका प्राइवेट है, या मतलब किसका ज़्यादा अच्छा वेटेज होता है, और रेगुलर फुल टाइम कोर्स और अ प्राइवेट? और अगर प्राइवेट से कर रहे हैं तो क्या कुछ फ़ायदा है उसको करने से, कि इज इट अ यूजलेस थिंग?
See, as an institutional head, I can't comment on these places because we don't have the authority to challenge other authorities. Okay, so this is a very crucial thing. I can say my experience
Yes.
as a working personnel in this field over 5 and 8 years, as a institutional head, who, which institute provide the same thing. We also recruiting many people. So on that time frame, what we interrogate while we taking the interview or while we are taking the thing in our head, that is how skilled they are, how much they are knowing their subject. Suppose if we are here in an industry and take some new people on that time frame, we don't have such time to give them the training properly and use them. I am telling it very blindly. So we need a people who can be groomed but not spooned. So if you have a basic knowledge in GIS remote sensing and you need a degree only, then you can opt this thing. But if you have no idea regarding this part, then I will suggest go for the physical institutions or the practical based institutions.
The most important question the people have, that what are the job opportunities for a GIS analyst in this field?
Well, see, there are plenty of job opportunities. Like as a GIS engineer, you can be a digital cartographer over there. You can have the digitizer, that is the one of the basic things in GIS remote sensing. You can be an image interpreter. You can be a image classification specialist. You can be a drone specialist, drone expert, or drone engineer, we can say. You can be a specialist in LiDAR technology. So there are many opportunities for the GIS remote sensing field, and I can say this is a ocean of opportunity, and you have to just drive it, drive in the ocean, and you can swim easily. There are so many options over there.
Okay, sir. So next question for the evening is, Does government sector hire GIS expert and analyst? If yes, which are the major government bodies and agencies that provide employment to GIS expert?
Yeah, but there are so many options like Survey of India is there, uh, IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, IMD is there, Geological Survey of India is there, Zoological Survey of India is there, National Atlas, NACMO, National Atlas and Thematic Mapping Organization, that is there. There are plenty of DST, Department of Science and Technology, that is the part of every state. They properly. Apart from that, ISRO also hires some GRF and SRF for their program. Defense, the very own our defense system or defense department also hires this part from this part. So we have to do our best and have to specialize in our field. Then definitely the opportunity is here for you.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So next, the question for the evening is, sir, how much does the average pay scale does a GIS analyst can earn while being while being employed in this sector?
This is such a query, this is such a question. Uh, no one can give you a proper answer because this is something that can be changed accordingly. If you are doing in government sectors, then per annum we can say uh, 4 to 5 lakhs over there. This can be easily done. Okay, but I will say that in the initial stage you will not getting this part of salary. Whenever you are expertise or we can say rather experience, then only you can gather this kind of salary from government sectors. Now coming back to the industrial sector or the private sector, that is the most important sector in this field because many people are working in this field and this is one of the growing field nowadays. So it will depend on which segment or which sector you belong in GIS mostly. If you belong from digitizer as a digitizer, that is you are doing the digitization, the basic part, then roughly 1.5 and lakh per annum, that is you can get as a digitizer. But if you upgrade your part and maybe the uh, initially you can get after that 2.5 lakh per annum. But if you are working from in the central India or in the hub of the Indias like Bangalore, Chennai, then you can get a starting package of 3 lakh rupees per annum easily if you have the expertise. But you can't get it with PG diploma courses. You have to either MTech degree or MSc degree in jazz remote sensing. Then only you can get this kind of salary at the starting, which I am telling. But if we are coming back to Eastern India, in the Eastern India, the situation is very bad, and in this time frame, you can hardly get 2.5 lakh per annum. And nowadays these things can be changed and this is changing actually. So I will say that nowadays in this sector uh, they are offering the yearly packages which they are not offering. So this is helpful for those people who are here.
Okay, sir. So next question for related to GIS sector is so just a second. Is future secured in geospatial sector financially? Is it sustainable? Is it a sustainable career option?
Yeah, not an issue, not an issue. Definitely. The one thing you have to understand, you have to upgrade yourself. If you are not upgrading yourself time by time, then you will be left out. I will say you have to upgrade. Like suppose nowadays the actual advanced things is the planetary data. The ISRO is also highlighting planetary database work. So that is the upgraded one. So if you are not upgrading your part, then you will definitely left behind. But if you are upgrading time to time, definitely this is the future of the students, because whenever we go further on that time frame, we'll say we'll understand that GIS based technology is the future. So if the future is ours, then the job is also ours. So for all those parts, we have to upgrade and technically sound. That's it.
Okay, sir. So one last question regarding this topic is that uh, many of we listen that the GIS analysts can freelance. They have a job option of freelancing. They can be self-employed by just staying at home. Sir, is it true? And if it is, then what is the uh, pay scale, or how a person can earn while doing a freelancing, a GIS analyst?
It's a very good question indeed. I will say that this is a very important question. I will give you a very direct answer. This is bullshit. Why I am telling this? Suppose you are doing as a freelancer. So the very first part, you have that kind of connection or the source from where you can get it. This is the first thing. As an institutional body, why should I give an individual person a whole work? Because if we provide the same work to a institute or to a company, they will provide me with some liabilities and more faster way. So why should I provide the work in the GIS remote sensing the individual person? That is the first thing. Second thing, how you could understand or how could you know how to get those opportunities which have a slightly, if you don't have the knowledge of this field, and not the knowledge of the GIS remote sensing technical part, the knowledge of the business administration, the knowledge of the business management part. So you have to know the tactics to get the job, to get the quotations for your part. But believe me, for any individual person, you will not get a big project. What you can get only the digitizing projects, like image classification projects, like UAV classification, post processing projects. That's it. Nothing more than that. And one of the bitter truth is, whenever you are going to take this chance, you have to provide a plenty of caution money to get it. So in many times, an individual don't have the security money for that, because if we are sharing an information, a classified information with you, definitely we will going to have some bond sign procedure with you. So for that purpose, you have to provide us that security money. So this is the way I will suggest not go for that at the beginning of your career. Whenever you are have the knowledge and the basic idea of that part, and if you have the proper setup and source from both the paths, on that time frame you can think about it. I am using the word very carefully. You can think about it, not jump on ocean, because this is a such a ocean. When you can jump unplanned way, you will definitely finish. I see many people jump in like that way, and they are now just either change their path or they are doing in any company in another way. So think wisely before doing that.
Okay, sir. So those were the main queries that were regarding the career opportunities. At last, sir, I would like to discuss something about the institution that you belong, that you are the head of the institution, IIARI. Sir, what are the courses in GIS sector does IIRI offer, and what is the uh, how to get admit in these courses, and are there on campus placements, or we have to search for jobs? Will you provide employment in your institution, and any internship opportunities for the students? Okay, sir.
See, Integrated Institute for Advanced Research and Information is such a place where you can get all the things in a single place. This is the first thing I will say. And another thing I will say that our tagline is education, excellence, and empowerment. Why? Because we believe not to do bubbles creating, not to do the creation of bubbles, rather than provide the proper education, and using that education, you will be excellent in your field. Whenever you are excellent in your field, then definitely you are going to have your opportunity, job opportunity. Now, how could you? How can you? We already offered variety of courses in GIS remote sensing, from basic GIS remote sensing to advanced GIS remote sensing. Not only in the field of basic GIS remote sensing, also the field of advanced GIS remote sensing, such as LIDAR technology, Python programming language, Google Earth Engine, like these things. So we are here to provide all the diversity courses in GIS remote sensing. And just 2 days back, we completed a workshop on machine learning in GIS remote sensing. So you can understand in nowadays, machine learning is how important in GIS remote sensing. All of the work is doing or using artificial intelligence and machine learning. And there is another part of this, deep learning. The deep learning also included in GIS remote sensing. The basic thing is that we are unaware about it. So as a result, we are unable to find it. So IIRI is a platform from where you can get all of these things in a single places. This is the first thing. We already completed 3 month certificate course with Dr. C.V. Raman University, and another 3 month course is going to happen in this month from 22nd August. So now the question is, why should people join here? So the first thing is, we are affordable. We will provide you the such courses in such a course fees that no one can provide you. No one can provide you. We are providing a 3 month certificate course in ArcGIS and AirDAS in only 1500, 1500. The 3 month certificate course in 1500 with 2 proper paid software. This is not the end, friend. There is another part. The another part is, we are offering in course internship. So that means we are going to provide you internship live with live projects from our own part, own house project. We are currently having our branches in Bangladesh as well as in Nepal. Already from Bangladesh, we are having two major projects on mangrove and their urban expansions. Already we are hiring more than 3 people with a paid internship. We are getting it right. We are giving you the internship with a proper pay scale. So this is going to happen in IIRI. Many students from Symbiosis is now doing their internship in our institute. We choose accordingly what or which people will be the stipend based internship or which people will do a free internship. That is decided by our internship and placement monitoring cell. Now the second part, what is there regarding the internship? We definitely provide you the in-house internship opportunity, as well as because we are doing project by our own. Currently, we completed a project with Arunachal government, and now we are going to have project with Jharkhand government. Our own student getting the chance to work on that part. So we are focusing our students to provide that opportunity to provide them placement. More than 20 people already placed in our project. Apart from that, we have our partner industry. So in that partner industry, you can go and sit for the interview, and we are here to help you for giving you the job. There are 4 partner institutes nowadays with IIRI. So from their perspective, you are be able to get the job opportunity. So what we are offering? We are offering in a very lucid way the course with some integrated methods like internship to major software as well as live projects with some advanced features like in the 22nd of August, which course we are going to have this that is fragmented in 3 parts. The first part on the basic GIS remote sensing that will cover the basic GIS procedure like georeferencing, digitization, like these things. The second month will cover the advanced applications like LST, like modeling, like hazard prone donation mapping, like NDVI, NDVI, NSDWI, like these things, the application oriented advanced things. Believe me, we will provide you the industry. We are not providing you only the academic part. We are providing you academic plus industry requirement. So as a result, we are providing you a bridge from academic sector to the industrial sector. We are building a communication bridge from this to that. So if you are here with us, definitely you will get the chance for the future part. Last but not the least, whenever you complete your courses from our institute, already you have so much skill in your way that you can search your job by your own as well. This is not the first thing I am telling you, this is the last thing. Already we will provide you the internship. As a result, you are not a fresher. Already we will help you to get placed in our partner institute or partner industry. That will also giving you experience. Apart from that, you will be able to search by your own because you have that potential after completing that course. So it's an integrated solution. So whenever you join us, not only we are offering something important, we also offering something meaningful. So that's the reason why in last 1 year we crossed more than 10,000 students in our GIS remote sensing course, in GIS remote sensing workshops, in our short-term courses as well as long-term courses. And very soon IIRI is going to offer the diploma course in GIS remote sensing, and that is also in a diversified way with all the subjects we already mentioned, that is much more needed, but yet in a very pocket friendly way. That is our target and that is our motto. If you have any questions regarding that, anytime you can have our official WhatsApp number. You can get over there. Our executive will be there and they will definitely help you. As well as you can mail us. Our official mail ID is iiari kolkata@gmail.com. After the interview, you will get these links in your description and you will definitely knock them from there. Hopefully, these things will definitely help you. One last thing, what I would like to highlighting, we are not here to doing business. We are here to deliver. What to deliver? What you desire. You desire, we deliver. This is the thing of IIRI. So we are trying to build a career with the knowledge in a agglomerated way, in an integrated way. That's why many students and people are doing courses in our places, and hopefully they are satisfying. As a result, in the next courses they are return and they are joining again. So they are taking the admissions again and again with the courses. And one the statistic I would like to share, that each and every courses, more than 23% people rejoin from the previous courses. If we have the 100 people, in between 23 people come from previous courses. It is a very unique thing. If you go for any other institute, you don't able to search or don't able to get these statistics, because after completing their courses, they got some pros and cons, and in many times, rather than pros, they got the cons, so they just gone away. But in our cases, it's our privilege that we are getting this feedback from the students. Not only that, if any students, any people who join our courses, if they gave some feedback, like suppose they are willing to have a courses on modeling and they are telling us in the feedback form, we are looking about it and we are going to have that courses. And like this, from our 3 months previous courses, many people told us that, sir, we need a course on modeling. So in the month of May, we organized 2 model-based workshop in GIS illustration. So if you need anything and if you inform us, then definitely we are going to have those things, because we are here for you and you are the people for whom we are designing these courses. So if the courses help you, then we are.
Yes, sir. Sir, please just restart your video once again.
My video is on, I guess.
Yes, sir, actually some network issue.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So that's about the session today, and sir explained about the. Actually, I personally did some of the courses in IIRI, but actually I'm not well qualified. I'm not a diploma holder neither, and neither am I MTech or MSc in Geoinformatics. So many of the courses are out of my box, but few courses like ArcGIS I have done from IIRI. They are very beneficial. बहुत कुछ सीखा था मैंने उससे, और पिछले साल जब मैपाथॉन हुआ था, और मैपाथॉन में मैंने पार्टिसिपेट किया था अपने कॉलेज की तरफ से, एंड उसमें सर का पढ़ाया हुआ जो मैंने कोर्स किया था उसमें कुछ मुझे मदद मिली थी उससे, एंड बहुत ही अच्छा लगा था मुझको। और आज सर से बात करके भी बहुत अच्छा लगा। सर ने रिमोट सेंसिंग और जीआईएस से रिलेटेड जितने भी क्वेरीज हैं करियर से लेकर के सब कुछ सर ने बहुत ही एग्जाम्पल दे करके लेमैन लैंग्वेज में सब क्लियर कर दिया। और ऐसा सेशन मतलब थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस ज़रूर हुए बीच बीच में, बट आई होप इट वाज यूज़फुल टू एवरीवन। एंड सर ने टाइम निकाल सर अपनी तरफ से टाइम निकाल के आए। सर बहुत बिजी थे। अभी उन्होंने एक इंटरनेशनल सेमिनार टाइप में करवाया था, अभी परसों ही करवाया है, और बहुत ही मुश्किल से सर ने टाइम निकाला उसके लिए। थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर कमिंग टू आवर चैनल, फॉर क्लियरिंग आवर डाउट्स, and hope that you will help us in the future in shaping our viewers' careers and in shaping my career. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Definitely.
Okay, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.